Think you know all your strengths? Well, today we're going to have a conversation that might help you reveal some hidden superpowers you didn't know you had. So we're going to talk about a quote. Today's quote comes from Gale. Sometimes you don't realize your own strength until you come face to face with your greatest weakness. And I think it's really cool is using some of the tricks I use inside of just coaching and working interpersonal, but also working with my clients, is helping them really discover those weaknesses and areas that they need to kind of face and get better with. Is getting up every day and doing the hardest thing you're going to have to do first. And sometimes, I think it was Brian Tracy wrote the book, Eat That Frog First, or Eat That Frog. And it just talks about picking out the hardest things you're going to have to do and knocking those out first. I can tell you, I've done that. I used to push all that stuff to the last of the day, and all that did was made my ride home or made my evening worse because I wasn't attacking and handling the problems that I needed to face. And maybe dealing with an angry customer, family conversations, team conversations, having difficult conversations with people that I needed to have. I would table those, kept pushing those down the road until finally they couldn't be pushed any further. But then I learned, just through personal development, is how to just go after those things first thing and take ownership of them, fix those problems right off the bat, and the rest of the day is absolutely yours. So for you, when you're trying to figure out how to go, our strengths sometimes overshadow, but figuring out your weaknesses is sitting down and writing down 5 areas that you want to get better at, and come down below those and give yourself 2 to 3 examples of how you are enabling that weakness to remain in your life and to stay part of your day-to-day. You can fix this. And it's every weakness I've ever had is asking for help, reading, audiobooks, all the things, asking for help, mentoring, coaching, YouTube videos, whatever means that you need to go through to find the help that you're looking for, it's there and waiting for you. So, I think for you, one thing you can do, it's like I said, is write down some of your weaknesses, but just look at a recent challenge that you had and pick out your strengths and weaknesses that you used to overcome that. For me, I'll go back and debrief things in my head and say, I could have handled that way differently. And I may even at some point in time reach out for the individual or the situation and just say, hey, I was wrong. I want to acknowledge that, and I handled this wrong. But for you, it's just reflecting on that recent challenge, identifying a strength that you used to overcome it, but also some weaknesses that may have entered into that conversation, and just acknowledge it and use that to get better. Hope it helps.